Hello, bonjour, Calgary. Did you know that at least 238,000 people speak Français in Alberta and that 90,000 live right here in Calgary? Oui, oui, c'est vrai. It's true. And now, thanks to Shaw Community Access Programming, we get to reach out to everyone to let you know all about our special people, places, events, and activities happening in this fair city in both English and en français. That's right, mes amis. We begin the first part of our program in English and then we repeat it en français. So stay with us. Welcome to our program, everyone. My name is Anne Boiteau, and today I have the pleasure of being surrounded by royalty, Stampede royalty. So I'd like to introduce Jessica Williams, who is our Stampede Queen 2013. Yes. And of course, Danielle Kakoschke, who is one of the princesses. Catherine Morneau is the other princess. And Patrick Pearson, who is a special advisor to the royalty and also the media relations person for the Calgary Stampede. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
So maybe, Pat, you could tell us a little bit about this whole program and how it works and what kind of role do you have?
We have a large committee and of people who we work with the young ladies from the contest all the way through the year, where we accompany them to all the events and everything. We also make sure that they are well dressed, as you can see, and they are also knowledgeable about the Stampede and about the city of Calgary. Not only do we represent the Stampede, but we also represent the city of Calgary, because these ladies travel all over the place, and they'll be happy to tell you about some of the different places that they go throughout the year. So we have a committee that works with the contest itself, and then we, after the girls are trained or crowned, we then work with them for several months afterward, and then, well, while they start their events immediately after they're crowned. So yes, it's a pretty big job.
And you accompany them even on travel that they do?
We have a number of advisors that go with them, and I'm just going with them tonight because this is a media event and I work with the media. And they usually have ladies. We have 3 or 4 ladies that accompany them individually to all the events. And then we also have wranglers, people that go with them and help them work with the horses too.
Ah, great stuff. So, Jessica, tell us a little bit about how you got to be Queen of Stampede. What's the competition? What's the contest like?
Well, I grew up on a farm, so I've always had a love for horses, and I've been through the Horse 4-H program. So it's a program where they teach how to ride horses, and then you have to do public speaking also. So through that, I kind of learned about the Stampede royalty, and I've seen other people grow up and go into it and become queens and princesses. So with that, I kind of had an idea that I wanted to do it eventually. So to get there, though, there's a month-long competition that we have in September. So you have to be able to ride a horse. That's part of the competition. There's 3 different horse riding parts of it. There's a public speaking event to it, and they have 2 one-on-one interviews that we do. And then they also have mix and mingling events where they have hidden judges, so you have to go around and talk to everyone. So pretty intense, but lots of fun.
Yes, yes. And the same for the princesses, Danielle? Was that your similar experience for you?
Very similar. So when we run for royalty positions, we run for the exact same job. So the queen and princesses, we do the exact same thing. So when we're crowned, no one is competing just for the queen or just for the princess. It's for any and all of the titles in the end. So it's a surprise for everyone who gets queen and princess, but the majority of the year we're treated as equals. We just wear different colors sometimes. So.
Ah, okay. And you find out on the night that you're crowned.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, exciting, eh? And when does the application process start? Like around now? For next year? For
next year, the applications open June 1st and they close August 27th, I believe. So, and all our information is on the Calgary Stampede Queen and Princesses Facebook page, and you can download the application form that way.
Oh, that's great. And what's a typical day where you have a few events? Can you describe that, Jessica?
Sure. It varies, like from right now to when we're actually in Stampede.
Yes.
Right now, we're all trying to juggle school and work also. So we'll usually try to do that in the morning. And then most of the events are afternoon or evening. So like today, for example, we had 2 events. So you work when you can, get home, get all dressed up, curl your hair, and then you head to an event. And when you're there, that's all you're focused on. So it's lots of fun, and you always put on a smile. And then you rush off to another event and come here. And sometimes they're late nights, but it's worth it in the end. The people you get to meet and all the experiences that you get to go through are amazing for sure.
It's great. Eh? And so what do you do other than this during the year? You said you keep working or studying. So Danielle, are you in school or are you working?
Yes, so I just finished my 4th year at the University of Calgary. So I'm majoring in law and society, and I'm also working for a pipeline company. So lots of juggling with lots of schedules. So luckily school just finished, so I can breathe a little bit more, but nice and busy.
Good. And for you, Jessica?
I'm a dental assistant in High River, so a small town out of Calgary there. So they've been very gracious and give me time off when I need it, because when you apply for the title as Queen or Princess, they tell you it becomes your new full-time job. So you have to be willing to give up a lot of your time for sure.
Yes. And what's coming up? So your busy time now is starting. So how do you prepare for Stampede? What do you need to do?
They tell us we need lots of sleep, so we're working on that. Whether we'll get it in, I'm not quite sure. We have been riding a lot, so that started in the spring. So we ride at least 2 or 3 times a week. So we're doing that in preparation for the parades and rodeos that we will be attending leading up to, during, and after the Stampede. And as far as other kinds of preparation, just managing our schedules and slowly cutting back work or other commitments that we may have to make room for this wonderful job and experience.
Okay. And there is some travel, right, in this job? So where have you been up to now?
There is. Well, we got to go to Toronto for Grey Cup. Unfortunately, the Calgary Stampeders didn't take home the cup, but that's okay. And then we also got to go to Houston to the livestock show and rodeo. So we were there for 5 days, so that was a lot of fun. Just to see how they put on their rodeo was amazing, and then we got to tell everyone about the Calgary Stampede too. And then we also got to go to LA and watch a Flames versus Kings game, so it's lots of fun. And then just always promoting the Stampede, and we were also there with Travel Alberta, so promoting Alberta and the Calgary Stampede, of course, so it was amazing.
And let's talk a little bit, I'm sure people want to know, about your crowns. Wow, they look kind of heavy on your hat.
They are. I was actually really surprised when we first got them on. You know, the hat just like fell straight down. You're like, uh-oh, how are we gonna survive a year with having these crowns on our heads? We get used to it now. I don't think I've worn a cowboy hat without a crown on it since then. So we get pretty used to it. But no, our crowns are made locally in High River by Becker Buckles. And we get them shined and polished when they are looking a little worn from all our activities, but no, we love wearing them, and they make us stand out, that's for sure.
And they're made out of silver and gold?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow, amazing. And I see you've got gorgeous buckles too. Do you get to keep those?
Yes, we do. So everything that we get throughout the year, we get to keep except for the crowns that we pass on. at the end of the competition, we pass on our crowns. But the buckles we keep, they're Montana silver, and all our outfits.
Gorgeous.
So there's a few perks.
Yes, and how many outfits do you think you get? Like,
we have so many. I think
Yeah?
we've lost count. We have fantastic sponsors and our own seamstress, and we have our clothes. Most of our clothes are custom made for us. So we do watch our figures to make sure we can stay into our clothes. So we have a gym sponsor as well. So that's probably goes hand in hand. But no, we're very fortunate to have all the sponsors we do. We would be nothing without them for wardrobe wise anyway. So.
and this job, Pat, is volunteer, right? They volunteer their time all year?
They do. We're very happy to have one of our sponsors provide scholarship money for them. And that's and we also give them an honorarium just to hopefully defer some of the costs that they have to run up, gasoline and things getting back and forth from their homes to Stampede Park. And then after that, we take them everywhere.
Oh, that's good. And you talked a little bit about training at the beginning. You said there was a couple of months of training.
There is.
What kind of things do these young ladies have to learn?
Well, they go through an awful lot, and it varies each year. I think they could probably tell you more about all of the things that they cover during that time.
Well, I guess you could say it goes anywhere from hair and makeup all the way to the granary and chuck wagons and Stampede history, just posture even, how to eat properly. It's quite intense, but it's pretty knowledgeable, all the things we've learned.
And anything that you didn't know about the Stampede before you got your training, or were you pretty well versed on Calgary Stampede?
Well, it's always nice for someone to explain more of the behind-the-scenes things that happen at the Stampede and just how many volunteers it takes for the Calgary Stampede to run and all of the different aspects and committees that are behind not only the 10-day event but on a year-round basis. So for me personally, that was probably the most interesting thing about the training, was to learn actually how everyone and functions within the Stampede organization.
It's all put together.
Exactly.
And lots of people, right? And I guess I didn't know that, but I just found that out this year, that before it was called the Calgary Stampede, it was actually the Calgary Stampede and Exhibition. And that was a huge event as well. But we celebrated 100 years of the Stampede only. So
it included the exhibition, the agricultural side also. It has always been a part of it since 1912, and so there is a very large agriculture component to the Stampede, and it's really exciting when people come down to see it. They get a chance to see all the stock. There's competitions for the stock. They see fancy riding. They see all of the rodeo events and everything. So it's a very broad. It's not a one-day event. It's something that you should probably plan on being there several days with.
there's so much.
There's
so much all the time. One last quick thing here. What's your favorite thing about Stampede?
Uh-oh. It's probably the hardest question. About being a princess or Stampede in general?
Stampede in general.
Rodeo.
Yeah, the
Rodeo for you?
I think we're all pretty excited to do the grand entry and wave to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Is that scary or no?
Yes.
Yeah, nervous.
Nervous,
to be
eh?
running out there like 100 miles an hour in front of all those people.
On your horse.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hopefully your horse is in great form that day.
Yes.
We're hoping. That's the plan anyway.
Jeez. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a great pleasure to talk to you, all of you. So to everyone, please stay with us. We're going to continue en français.